Salutations, everybody. My name is Mike Marina. I'm a poet slash chef slash all-around performer, and I'm here to present to you my poem, Black Like Me. Black Like Me is a poem that I wrote a year after Katrina, where I had been transplanted back in Akron, Ohio. Black Like Me is a poem that was building throughout my childhood that I wasn't able to fully express until that time where I started writing in a way to kind of like handle my feelings from Katrina. And kind of like me is a response to when I first moved down to New Orleans and I was always asked the same three questions. What's your name? Where are you from? And why do you talk white? So Black Like Me is ultimately my response to those questions. That I never really felt accepted growing up from my black friends because I was nerdy. My mom is an actress. She's also a professor of voice and theater. So speaking slang at home was not only discouraged, but it was outright punished. I'll get the same punishment if I said the word ain't. I'm pretty sure I didn't say ain't until I was like 14 or 15. So speaking correctly was very important, and I appreciate that now. But be that as it may, growing up, everybody saw me as being like the white black kid. The poem, honestly, is something that I experience nearly every day of my life. Every day I feel like I have to almost defend my experience as a black man in this world. Because of the way that I speak, everybody assumes that I am either the whitest black person anybody knows, which means I don't have any black friends and never had to experience any sort of racism in my life. The way I speak means I'm too educated to have experienced any sort of injustice, that I am rather affluent and have a lot of money, which, honestly, I know. So Black Like Me is really like a resolution to myself to be like, listen, you are black, Michael Marina. You're intelligent, you read a lot. This is okay. The way you speak is how black people speak. Don't feel like you're not black and that you're not a person because of the way you speak. And this is who I am, whether you like it or not, take it or leave it. But don't be foolish enough to think that just because I speak this way, that I have not had experiences as a black man. Communication is something that's very important in the black community, and I feel like that's something that my mother really tried to instill in me, just being able to communicate and not just, shout at anybody else, but really be able to listen and interpret stories and really accept people of all cultures and creeds and backgrounds. I understand why people lash out in violence because they don't communicate, which is honestly why I feel that my mother really pushed for me to be able to speak like this so I could communicate my feelings. That was an interesting journey, actually. Again, Katrina was a time of a lot of growth for me. My mother, who also brought a gangload of her students, because my mother used to be a professor at Dillard University, the Akron Beacon Journal, the local paper, ran an article on us. Full front page, Mike Marina, Sharon Marina, and all of her students. The new survivors of Katrina in town. And so I'm going into this school and they already have this picture of me as a Katrina survivor. And so I literally walk into the hallways and I kind of feel like it was that moment like you step into the room, like all eyes just kind of like shift towards you. And you're like, oh, hi everybody. And so I was shy the first couple of days, but then I realized that nobody knew me at that school. Nobody had any clue who I was. And that thought kind of sparked this idea in my head, is that I can be whoever I wanted to be because nobody knew me. And so I started writing, I started performing literally that year, and I made a change and I was like, you know what? Screw it. If at the end of the day I say how I feel and somebody says, you know what, I don't like you because of that, honestly, that person was not meant to be in my life. To my 8-year-old self, I would say this. Mike, it's okay the fact that you like anime, Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball Z. You're not alone. Don't ever think for a second that you are. Don't be afraid to speak. Your voice has value. Your story has value. You have value. And trust your mother. She knows a lot more than you think she knows. feel alone, you ever feel like you're being judged for the way you are, then honestly, you know you're doing the right thing. And this will not do anything to help silence those voices. But listen, wake up. As soon as you wake up, wash your face, look at yourself in the mirror, and just say you're valuable and you matter. And that even if the person who gave birth to you doesn't believe this, even if the person who's supposed to be taking care of you doesn't believe this, I believe it, and you need to believe it yourself. People wonder if their opinions matter. They do, because if you value yourself, everything you say will have value.
Basically, society categorized me as black, but I don't see myself as black. I'm not black. I don't want to be black. Being born black has been a curse. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, your opinion doesn't matter because you're black. What you should have did was bleach your skin, and you should have lost some weight and get nappy hair before you come to national TV like that. Next.
Girls from Rutgers, man, they got tattoos and some hardcore hoes. That's some nappy-headed hoes there. I'm gonna tell you that now. Yeah, that's Oh, we don't want niggers in our schools. We're not for integration. Keep those niggers in their place. We'll have a better nation. Have a better nation. Have a better nation. Have a better nation.
Man kills his own rage. Film at 11. I have no history. I have no past. I can't. It's too much. It's much too much. I must be able to smile on cue and watch the news with an impersonal eye. I have no stake in the madness. Being black is too emotionally taxing. Therefore, I will be black only on weekends and holidays. Weekends and holidays. Weekends and holidays. Weekends and holidays. I will be black only on weekends and holidays. My favorite insults are the ones that are hidden within compliments. My all-time favorite being, "You are the whitest black person I know." As if calling me a symbol of racial confusion was supposed to inflate my ego. But to all those kindred souls who don't fully understand what I go through, please, allow me to break it down for you. So you know how it feels to have every word you say further alienate you from your own race, how it feels to find yourself caught between cultural lines when neither side is willing to claim you. What do you do? Despite knowing that some of the best orators in the country are black like you are still expected to be in the back sipping yak, throwing what's-ups and colloquialisms to the wind, giving the old shuck and jive because obviously, enunciating your consonants and syllables with rhythmic diction betrays every pigment in your skin, denies your history, labels you as a traitor before you even get a chance to speak your name. Ironic, isn't it? That I speak to be understood, yet neither side is interested in what I have to say, so screw it, I'll just scream it so people can hear it from miles away. My speech does not define me, I'm just part of the culture they don't show you on BET. So if it means I'm changing stereotypes and caricatures, I'm proud to be who I am. But don't be foolish enough to think that there's anything easy about being black like me. Black like me. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God.